Today we have another cologne video. Today we're going to be talking about Y EDP Intense for men. Supposedly, this is a tester. So I have a regular brown box that I'm going to open up now, and I don't have high expectations for what this is wrapped in, so I figured open it just like this. Okay. This is what I am looking at here. So, without further ado, here we are. It just came in this tiny little protector. So, let's go over Y Men EDP Intense. This is a 3.4 ounce. Real quick, go over Y Men. It was first launched in 2017 with everyone's favorite singer from Maroon 5, that is. I suppose he could qualify at least as everyone's favorite singer from that particular band, Adam Levine. And in 2017 they released their Y. It was a very light blue clear bottle, and it was an EDT. It did pretty good. So the next year, they put out the Y Eau de Parfum, which looks just like this bottle. That was in 2018, and last year in 2022 they released the Le Parfum. The Le Parfum was a culmination of lots and lots of love for this cologne. It was a perfectly blended fragrance. 2023 comes around, and this is the new cologne on the market. EDP Intense. EDP Intense. Made in France. So, a little bit more about this cologne. It was made by Dominique Ropion. Dominique Ropion, who is part of the IFF. He is French, and he has 336 perfumes and colognes in the database. Everything that you could almost imagine brand-wise. The only thing that most people, I think, would recognize is he created the original Y. He also was the creator of La Nuit de l'Homme. And he also is credited with the original Invictus cologne. Invictus, which a lot of people seem to hold in high regard. This cologne just came out. EDP Parfum Intense. It is by far the harshest reviewed on Fragrantica. Out of 800 reviews, they gave it below a 4.0. And the main reason it seems that people don't like it is they feel like it took away some of the DNA of why men, namely, it took away the apple note that was in the top note. I'll read you the ingredients. EDP Parfum Intense. The top notes are ginger, juniper berry, and bergamot. The middle notes are sage, geranium, and lavender. And the base notes are vetiver, patchouli, and cedar. Looking at this side by side with the Eau de Parfum, it's missing the apple, and it's also missing the tonka and the olibanum of the base notes, and the amberwood, and the intense put in lavender, which was not there before, and it also put in patchouli, which I like patchouli. So, but just to say that the people as a whole are not overly thrilled with this cologne, but I think that is overly harsh. I sampled all three of them side by side. I'm a big fan of the Y by Yves Saint Laurent. I'm a big fan of YSL. And I think that this is the best. I know that's going to be controversial, but I guess I'm not really that big of a fan of the opening apple note because it doesn't cheapen the smell for me. So, without further ado, let's put it on some paper. nothing fancy about these packaging. It's the same thing with the new Myself that just came out. There's just nothing fancy about Yves Saint Laurent bottles, and I don't think that there needs to be. Okay. We get 2 on there. I just sprayed down the cap. That's nice. So, yeah, you're getting a much more of a musky scent as opposed to the original Y, which had, the top notes of the original Y were ginger, apple, and bergamot. So the original notes of Y were so fruity and so sweet. And with the apple gone, you definitely get much more of just much more of a woody scent. It doesn't read overly sweet anymore. Although the juniper berries, which were part of the middle notes in the other Y men's, are now part of the base notes, or the top notes, excuse me. As that starts to dry, the lavender and the sage really take over. Yeah, you can smell the lavender and the sage, and by proxy, it also has a very relaxing and calming effect. And then, when it starts to go away, you really are left with a lot of that cedar and sort of the woodiness. So, in conclusion, I really enjoy the Eau de Parfum Intense. I know that's not going to be a super popular opinion, and that's okay. The Parfum, I think, is incredible, and I actually like the EDP Intense better than the Parfum, only because it's actually not as well put together, I think. And the EDP Intense has a bit of a harshness to it, where you can really tell when someone walks into a room wearing it, and I think that you can pick out those notes a little bit better. The Parfum is, to its credit, so well blended that it's just that. It is one homogeneous cologne, and it's just incredible. The Parfum is incredible. I will say, the Parfum, out of all of the ones that I tried, it lasts the shortest amount of time, and it also projects, in my opinion, the worst. So I think that the Parfum is perfectly blended, and it really represents that. But I also think that it's I don't know, I decided to go with this one when I was sampling all of them side by side. I just like this one better. Personal preference. But to me, this does not smell unlike the Y Men EDP. The Parfum smells much different, much more blended, but this and the EDP are very, very similar. I just enjoyed the projection of this better. I think it's better for that reason, but it depends on what you're looking for. Yeah. And as it dries, you can really get that patchouli as well. So, Y Men EDP Intense, phenomenal cologne. I think it's going to be making its way in my rotation, and since it does not have the opening apple, and I think it lacks a little bit of that opening fruitiness, I think that this scent could be more of a fall more winter scent as opposed to the original Wide Men that I think is more suited for spring. So, thank you, everybody. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and there will be more cologne videos coming soon. Thank you.